And Sidney Powell today also demanding Clinton-appointed federal judge Emmett Sullivan recuse himself from the Flynn case. Powell says Sullivan's presence in the case has, quote, become a national scandal, undermining confidence in the impartiality of the federal judicial system and faith in the rule of law writ large. Joining us tonight is Sidney Powell, General Flynn's attorney. Sidney, great to have you with us. And again, the D.C. court and appellate court are making a mockery of the very idea of impartiality and justice, and also insulting the intelligence of all Americans at the same time. Is there any chance whatsoever that this case can be brought to a proper resolution before Election Day?
Well, right now, that still depends on Judge Sullivan, Lou. He has to address the motion to recuse that we just filed, and he has to address the motion to dismiss if he doesn't recuse. So, who knows?
Well, that's who knows is not the most hopeful expression I've heard in conjunction to ending the persecution, the 4-year-long persecution of this general. Why is there any way to bring this to a conclusion? On its face, this is a persecution, not a prosecution, and it is a grotesque example of American justice perverted.
And that's become increasingly apparent to people all around the world since the D.C. Circuit turned around the mandamus order and instead defended Judge Sullivan and sent this back to him for the ridiculous hearing that lasted 5.5 hours just last week, and further evidenced how outrageous his bias against General Flynn is. We've documented that now in the motion to recuse, and I would encourage everyone to read it and see just how bad it was. The transcript of it is posted on my website, too. So the material is there for people to look at themselves, and the department today just gave us another page of notes from one of the lawyers in the FBI that makes it very clear that the day after the interview of General Flynn, they knew they had absolutely nothing.
Where are we headed here? We now, thanks to John Radcliffe, the DNI, have the Brennan handwritten notes. Talking with Rick Grinnell, this is a smoking gun. What more is required, and why should the American people tolerate this? Because it is a crime against this president, this nation. We've watched the party of hate steal one election. What in the world are people to think?
Well, it's a crime not just against the president and General Flynn, but against everyone in America who voted for Donald Trump, and everyone in America who believes in liberty and justice and a rule of law, and knows that our court system now has become as corrupted as our Congress and other branches of government. We've got to get out in person on Election Day and make sure that we vote in person for President Trump and every other Republican on the ballot. Because if there's one thing I've learned in the last 4 years the hard way, it's that Democrats are the masters of deception, manipulation, and projection. If they're accusing somebody else of doing something, it's because they've already done it.
And Republicans seem to be the party of chumps. They have sat there. I mean, no better instance than Speaker Paul Ryan getting run over by a refusal to issue subpoenas against those who carried out Obamagate. It's outrageous. Sidney Powell, always great to have you with us, and thank you so much. Sidney Powell doing her best to right the many wrongs done to General Flynn and his family and this country.